Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about using your intuition, your sixth sense to call in your soulmate. This is something that a lot of my clients want to do or say they want to do. So I make that distinction because I really want you to check in with yourself to see, am I really ready for a soulmate? Because soulmate is not a Prince Charming or a Princess Charming. A soulmate is actually someone who has two qualities that you're going to absolutely expect to find. You can be guaranteed to meet with. The first is the soulmate will get you in that they will really seem to perceive and appreciate the essence of who you are and love that part of you, love the essence of who you are. So they're not going to fight you, combat you, try to make you different. And that is such a beautiful experience when it comes to a relationship, because all relationship problems are when two people come together for whatever chemistry and then start systematically trying to make the other one change. Now, this is the first signature of a soulmate, is you don't have to change. I love you for who you are. However, you do have to grow. Soulmates insist on growth. They insist on and will call you out on those things that are holding you back, your BS, your stories, your tendency to be manipulative, your victimhood, that we all have, because those were strategies for survival. But they keep us living beneath our true potential. And they also prevent us, those self-sabotaging strategies also prevent us from experiencing and receiving their love. So, those are the two things you have to ask yourself. Am I really available to someone in my life to actually be that close to me? Because that's something that I've noticed with my clients and my students and people I've taught in workshops, that we are not we're so defended. And again, understandably, if we grew up in circumstances where we felt perpetually judged, threatened, and diminished, of course we're going to feel threatened. But we have to get over that if we want to experience a soulmate connection. So the first thing is, are you willing to undefend? Are you willing to look at yourself? I mean, you can't just say, I'm going to rub a genie in a lamp out of a lamp and call in a soulmate who's going to love me just without expecting some availability on my part. So we have to put ourselves in the state of availability. And that means look at ourselves and acknowledge above all our defenses. So then the first things you want to do with that is you want to breathe deeply and just try to undefend physically. Feel if your heart is closed. Feel if your gut is prepared. Feel if you're ready for a fight. And start to create a positive relationship with the universe at large. Start with, I love myself and I am loved by the universe. Those might be thoughts and concepts that you don't believe, but let's just say for now, if you want a soulmate, fake it till you believe it. Just start leaning in that direction of, who's going to love me if I don't love myself at least somewhat? Now, this doesn't mean I approve of everything I do, but it means I recognize my value and my beauty and uniqueness as a human, and I love it. We have to have that element in us to some degree to welcome a soulmate in. Now, we don't have to be, swooning with self-approval, but we want to move in that direction. So we start there. To call in the soulmate, we first call in and connect with our own soul. We get out of our heads, we get out of our story, and we start acknowledging what about us is lovable. What about me is uniquely lovably me? Is it my humor, my caring, my thoughtfulness, my availability to be helpful, my creativity, my resilience, my steadfastness, my willingness to serve, my patience, even my impatience, my ability to be a catalyst to invite change, my ability to take risks. So you want to activate that awareness in you so you begin to broadcast that vibration. And be aware of how you talk about yourself, because the most powerful frequency you own, whether it's affecting you or broadcasting to the world, is the sound of your own voice. So if you can start by saying things like, I love myself, and I love this about myself, and I love that about myself, you're going to find that your attracting vibration really starts to broadcast. Then you're also going to be able to receive real love and not let that be a substitute for, or something that we go for instead, which is codependency, which is, I don't love myself, so please you love me and make me better, which we all know the end of that story doesn't work out. The I love myself story usually does work out. And so we'll start there. We want to broadcast the vibration that others will intuitively pick up on, that it's like, well, I want to be where the good vibes are. So if you love yourself, then that means the pressure's off of me to fix you. So I will rotate in and I will connect with you. So that's a very big catalyst. And then the other thing is forgiveness, because forgiveness has to do with the barricaded self. Let's face it, life is tough and we all got beat up. So we're going to have that barricaded self, but it is the go away sign for the soulmate. So we have to make a choice. Okay. Yeah, didn't feel good. I got beat up. I had the experience I had, but I'm ready to let it go. Learn the lesson I had, but let it go. I'm prepared now to really do that. So forgiveness is really an act of self-love, by saying, okay, this doesn't mean I'm saying everything was great and it worked out, but I am no longer going to hold on to that experience and keep replaying it in my mind and in my heart and keep wounding myself. I am going to forgive it, which means accept it happened, learn from it, and love myself enough to let it go and move on. You know, people injure people. We're all not so great. We all have a lot of wounds. We do things that harm each other. So what you're forgiving is the unconscious part in me and the unconscious part in you and the dance they did that created this painful experience. Now that one really takes a desire to grow. So like I said, the soulmate is going to invite you to grow even before you meet one another. So you start really asking, am I prepared to forgive? And it doesn't mean forget. You can forgive and remember. And remember what you learned so that you don't make the same mistakes. So we forgive. So those are the two things. And if you have challenge forgiving, I recommend you read my book, Walking Home, which was a book about my challenge in forgiving. And that I took a pilgrimage to learn to forgive. And I share that in that experience. In the book, Walking Home, A Journey from Humbled to Healed. And it's about forgiveness. And I walk the forgiveness path of the Camino de Santiago. It's a good read. You'll like it. And it'll help you understand what forgiveness means. So you're putting yourself in a soul-mateable scenario. You're putting yourself in the frequency of soulmate. And then you want to look at the idea that I'm not incomplete. I am complete, and I want someone who will come play with me instead of complete me, because that's codependency. So I want you to practice being really happily, joyfully fulfilled in as much of your life as you can. I'm not saying deny if you want a partner, if you're lonely or whatever, no problem, but it doesn't mean you have to suffer for any time or feel unlovable until the soulmate shows up. You can actually say, you know what, I love my life, I'm having the best of my life that I can have, and a soulmate is icing on the cake. So again, I encourage the fake it till you make it approach, because it's all in your imagination, and it's all how you look at things. It's all what you choose to emphasize. And then the next thing is that I want you to tell the universe, bring it on, I'm ready, I am available. Now, here's where the intuitive part comes in. If you truly are available, you have to make an agreement with the universe that I will say yes to your invitations. I will say yes. So if I get invited to do something that I normally would say no to, I'll say yes. if I get asked to meet someone and normally that person that doesn't fit my image of what's my type or whatever, I will say yes. And you have to be willing to say yes. Give yourself a say yes for 1 year and watch what happens. It's the saying yes that tells the universe you're truly available. Because the universe will test it a little bit. They'll send you some smoke signals and say, are you really available? Are you really flexible? Are you really allowing something new into your life? Because if you can't take this new invitation, how are you going to take on a whole new soulmate? So those are the things that you need to do to bring in a soulmate. And, if you really, they seem simple. They're not complicated, but they require a genuine willingness at 100%. You can't show up sort of, yeah, no, or I kind of love myself, but I mostly hate my butt and I hate my wrinkles and I hate my gray hair and whatever else. It's like, no. It doesn't mean you say, I love myself, there's no room for improvement. You understand everything about life is growth and improvement. However, I love my essence. I love my spirit. I might even love my personality. I might not love a lot of things, but I love who I am. I love the me that makes my heart beat. That's me. That spirit, that life force. It's mystery. And I forgive because I don't want to carry that baggage. It barricades the door to my soulmate, so I forgive. And walking helps. That's why I told you to look into my book, Walking Home. It helps forgive. It helps you prepare. And then the say yes is your agreement to partner with the universe who will help you partner with your soulmate partner. So pay attention. Ask your friends, am I a say yes person or am I a shoot the plan down person? You may not have a realistic perspective on how you interact with the world. Am I a forgiving person or do I hold grudges? Am I a self-critical person or do I kind of like myself? Get some feedback and use it to your advantage. So these are some things. I have a wonderful book. I really recommend my book, Walking Home, because it's about forgiveness and letting the past go so you can open the door to really having the kind of soulmate relationship that you're yearning for. It'll give you a huge boost, and you'll find it especially since we're not traveling now as much as we had been because of pandemic time. This book will take you on a little adventure because it's my walk across Spain. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel before, I encourage you to do it now because I'll be popping in and giving you lots of little tips as we go. Love to have you enjoy all of them and be a part of your life, making it flow better in higher vibration, because that is my joy. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Okay, all my love.